Hello everyone, welcome to this quick start tutorial. Before we start, I have some initial setup. I have a third-person character, moving in an uneven landscape. There are circular and rectangular obstacles too. In Content Browser I have imported some zombie assets, a skeletal mesh and some animations. I'd move, attack, hit, death, and fall. First, we set up Flow Field Canvas. This is a custom navigation volume for flow field pathfinding. Flow field is the optimal approach in the large swarm chase player situation. We expand the size to 10,000 times 10,000. Set cell size to 300. Height to 2000. Lower to volume to cover all the ground. Set up object channel to trace ground and obstacle. In this case, world static as ground and dynamic as obstacle. Flow field vector will then pathfind around the obstacle. Next we set the player pawn as the goal. Or you can set it in blueprint if your pawn cannot be selected here. All set, we cannot hide the flow field. We now generate the zombie agent. You can do that with this utility widget. Right mouse click and hit run. Fill in the required assets. It is capable to bake LODs into a single static mesh. You can use bone mode or vert mode. You can swap between particle or actor as representation. These are advanced topic that we save it for later. Today, we just fill in all the required animations. Leave it empty if you don't have that animation. Fill in other animations here, for example, other attack animations. You can let each agent select a random animation later. Make sure all animations are the same frame rate. Click Do All, and it is done. We fill in the original color texture. You can edit the VAT master material for other textures. This is how you can debug the VAT. Vertex animation debug is in the layer parameters. You can select animations and see how they blend. Material X debug is in the details panel. They will be triggered automatically. Now, demonstrate how to spawn battle agents, the zombies. You can call this spawn function in any blueprint. Fill in the agent config that the utility widget generated for us. The config contains most of the parameters of battle agent. All variables has tooltip added about what they do. Zone graph is currently not supported. We can alter agent fragment value during runtime. In this case, we set navigation fragment value to right in the flow field. You can see it also in the data asset. These fragments can all be set during runtime. Zombies are now spawning, but attacking each other. We can alter the rule. They trace attack target in trace fragment. By default, they trace anything. We set it to only trace player 0. Of course, you can set the trace fragment in blueprint. Zombies are now chasing the player, but not attacking. They can move on a 3D terrain. However, these static mesh obstacles cannot block them. We can solve that by adding some custom colliders. We now support sphere and box colliders only. It is these custom obstacles that are doing the work. They can be set to static mode to save performance. We then set up the player to be attackable. Add a mass battle agent component to the player blueprint. Fill in the same kind of agent config to it. We make one by copying from the zombie config. And we disable these AI functionalities since we don't need them. All it needs to do is to get beaten. Now, there will be an invisible battle agent moving together with the player, which can be traced and attacked. This ghost agent, and the zombies, all has this multiplier shortcut, just for convenience. Player is now being attacked, but the controller won't function. We missed one thing. Now set sick mode from entity to actor to entity. We can move now. The ghost agent should follow us, not the other way. Our player do not have health bar or text pop setup. How can we tell it is working? We can use the mass battle interface. We add on hit event. It will fire when the ghost agent is hit. Then we print the damage. You will need to enable it in the event fragment. We can disable the rest to save performance. Now, we are sure it is working. We can get the ghost agent's health from health fragment. The health is decrementing. Agent also has draw debug system. You can enable that in the config or in blueprint. As you can see, Agent uses both flow field and individual pathfinding to get to the attack target. We can shorten the attack radius. See, the red circle of the zombie got smaller. We now make the player attack the zombies. We attack once per second. We apply the damage with this function. It has tracing function built into it. You can also trace target yourself. Sphere trace, box trace, cone trace. We'll save it for later. Today, we just apply some simple damage and debuff. Remember to set the radial damage radius. I forget to turn off the draw debug. It just works. There are many parameters to fine-tune it. For example, setting the text pop size. I now show you how debuff work. Launch debuff. Need a force string input. There is currently a bug that allows agent to be launchadinto the obstacle, which I will fix soon. Then there is this deal damage through time debuff. You can use it with the elemental damage type. It will play the material Fs of that elemental damage. Then the slow debuff. You can control the slow strength. Mind that each damage and debuff type has corresponding parameter in the defense fragment. You can use multiple debuff. A poison damage that slows and deal temporal damage. Makes sense. For more than that, you'll have to modify the code and Niagara assets. The framework is highly optimized performance-wise. With proper setup, it can achieve more than 50 FEPS with 100,000 agents with top-tier CPU. There are much more about it. See you later in the tutorials.